Okay, I got it figured out. Mostly. At least I got this part figured out. The hard part's gonna be remembering how this bearing pack mounts to the machine. But I am just gonna get the rest of the bolts in on this harness kind of deal. Lift this assembly out of the machine and kind of get it figured out. Okay, there's actually one more thing I could do. Oh no, I can't do it. Well, no, I can do it. Where does this go? I think this goes. I don't remember where this goes. I think that goes right directly into there. Yeah, that would make sense. So what we're gonna do, what I did to get it off. Now, I hope you're ready to watch me struggle. That wheel is what raises and lowers the roller. So basically we're gonna get the roller mocked into place and then get that attached to there, because that's gonna make our lives a lot easier getting this thing mounted. Bolts, hope those are the right ones. Try to hold this up as best as we can. We're down our ram. Oh no, I got it the wrong way. Hopefully that was the right thing to put first. Okay, I kind of get what's going on now. That was just the only part I didn't know was how to get that first pack kind of back together. There's some bolts that go in through the back here. Work on getting those set. It's actually kind of nice that these have alignment pins. Otherwise this would be a little easy to figure out where stuff goes. Pins just like that. These are essentially ways, like on a lathe, so this is pretty straightforward. I'm actually gonna come back and put some oil on these things just for ease of moving up and down. They had grease on them, but I don't really love that. That makes it a lot more rigid there. Okay, I'm gonna do the other side real quick. So that's that side. This side's a little trickier, there's a lot more bolts. I think for the most part we got these plates. This one's stamped L. There's L and R, which I'm assuming to be a left and right, but depends on which side of the machine you're standing on. Since this has wear marks on this side, and this one has it on this side, I'm gonna go with that. Get some bolts. I like it. These are fucking stainless bolts, so they weren't too picky anyways. Sure, I dropped a few while I was going. I'm gonna back the bolts off on the other side a little bit and squirt some oil down there before I really with it. How did I do that? Alas, I'm 2 bolts short. Oh no, I'm 1 bolt short, but it's not the right bolt that I have. I have a long boy left. I'm gonna take the short boy out of here. Put a long boy in. I don't think this is still too long though. It fits. Wow, my ears hurt. I should have put headphones on. Luckily, I have bolts. And that one did not want to go in. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I'm gonna back off on these bolts a little bit. Give it some room to slide. Yeah, so that's much easier. Let me get the Allen key. I'm going to torque these by hand just to make sure that they're tight, but they're not clamping too bad on those ways. I do know when I took these out, they were fucking tight. So I think they need to be pretty tight, but I don't think they need to be quite as tight as what they had them at. It's not like this thing moves. I mean, it maybe moves 10 thousandths from where I have it normally set to at any given time. So it's not like a lathe where it's some sort of precision you're going for in that way. More of a precision squeeze, which you're able to get with just about anything. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, this all thread here actually allows you, at least I think it does, allows you to take the twist out of the bed to make sure that your roller is contacting perfectly parallel to the bed under it. I'm actually going to take a look at that and see if I can get some shims in there and see how we're doing. I've never adjusted it. I just know, I think I know how to do it, or I think I know that's why it's there. This was a lot easier to put back together than I anticipated. I figured this would be real pain. Oh, what the? How am I surplus that many bolts? How is that possible? This ain't good. I really don't understand how that is possible. Alright, we'll see if it works. Maybe I was grabbing other bolts I had sitting over here, because I was doing some for belt makers. That's really weird though. I'm usually so careful and particular about how I store things. So they, I didn't put this on there. This was with it. This plate sitting on top of the table. I think they found that they needed to get the ears of the bell off of the table or something because they put this little riser in there. Probably will end up getting a new plate or resurfacing it soon. I really do. Once my welder is hooked up, so maybe I can do it. I'd like to just tack this plate to that plate just so it doesn't move. This is tool steel. This is probably just abrasion resistant. So it's not gonna really hold, but it doesn't really need to. It just needs to keep it from sliding. See if we can get a good look at how that wheel is, that's doing. Lower it all the way, almost all the way down. Start picking on it a little bit. I can see we got a bit of a cant. This side is higher than that side. So that should mean, I think I need to loosen this all thread. If I loosen this all thread, that should go away. Or is that tightening the all thread? Let's see. I hope this does what I think it does. I'm not really seeing a change. Go the other direction. Because so if this wheel's sitting at a cant, what's gonna happen, and what has been happening, is the one edge of the wheel is gonna dig in, and I don't want that to happen. Oh, you know what? I think I'm doing something a little silly. I need another wrench. Well, it depends. Right up here. So these nuts put tension on this. That's what it is. I need another wrench. So I need the nuts to be touching. Not the nuts touching each other. You know, nuts to be touching that plate. That's what we're looking at now. Yeah, it's gotta be what it is. I don't know why there's two nuts. Yeah, because now I hear the wheel touching that plate. I gotta go the other way. How's that possible? You can't go the other way. So maybe that's why there was no tension on either of these. Because maybe it needs to go the other direction, but that's not really possible in this current setup. I think that's what it is. Let me loosen both of these all the way off. Because tightening it, all it's doing is increasing that gap. And I don't want that. Whoever torqued these nuts is like fucking bodybuilder. So those are totally loose. With my hammer, I'm going to tap the ends of the rod just to make sure we're all... Yeah, that's loose. Promising. Yeah, that's fucking dead nuts right there. I want to see if I can get an even band of light between it. Pretty good. We clean off this wheel. Put some shmoo on it. Yep, I like that. It's not exactly perfect, but it's way closer than it once was. See that? That's pretty dang close. Cool. So that's the seam roller. Let me see if I can find something to roll. So I found a bell to roll. It has a reasonably good braze. Kind of goopy at the end here, but that's okay. It gets cut off. But up to the flare, I think that's pretty good. Good example of what is pretty typical, at least, right? So I haven't set the pressure of the wheel yet. It's obviously pretty easy. So basically you want it to just catch, and then you're gonna get the full force. There we go. So I can see we went off of the wheel a little bit. So this is gonna take some practice to get used to it. Also, once this plate's welded to this plate, I can put marks on the plate. I did it again. But I can already tell you, this thing is rolling much harder. Oh yeah. It's rolling much harder. I'm really happy with that. So already, we're done. Fuck yeah. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. How glassy that is. No lumps, no bumps, no humps. Yeah, that's really good. I'm really happy with that. One roll, not even a full anneal. The one thing I'm seeing is that line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hammer this open, and basically we'll see if that line transfers on the inside. And if that line transfers on the inside, we have to make the wheel a little rounder. But if it doesn't, we're okay. If it doesn't transfer on the inside, that means it's just pushing the material out of the way, not crimping the material between the mandrels. I'm making trombone bells. Pretty exciting project coming up. Stay tuned for the exciting project involving trombones in Chicago. Wow, that is so awesome that f***ing worked. This is 025 too, so it should be harder to roll. That is freaking amazing. Wow, I've been rolling multiple rounds for way too long. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so sweet. So I can tell you right now, the line I'm seeing on the outside does not transfer on the inside, which is really good news. Yeah, so there we go. Saving one round of annealing. I did not even need to anneal this bell pattern to roll it. Best practices, I think you should, just for the sake of not stressing the metal too much. But that is one frickin' roll right there. And it's perfect. So, my idea worked.